I think it's time I go ahead and roll out my top 10 summer designer fragrances for 2023 video. Might be a little bit late to this. Usually I try to get these done ahead of time somewhat, so that way you can kind of purchase some of these in advance before the season really kicks in. It's been a really weird spring here, and it kind of has thrown me off my game a little bit, and I almost forgot about this video. It's very bizarre, but finally we're having some summer weather, which is getting me in the mood to really start putting together a video like this as of the past week or so. So I've been shuffling things around, and this is the list that I've settled on currently. Now, I have so many things in my collection, as you can probably tell, and this isn't even a third of it. There's so much more all over the place. And on top of that, we're still having new releases come out, and I'm still just picking up new things in general. So what I'm trying to say is this video could change at any point, or this list rather could change at any point. But as of right now, these are the 10 that I foresee myself wearing the most. These are the 10 that I'm most excited to wear this summer as of right now. And also historically, a lot of these are ones that I do wear year over year in the summer season. But there are some different ones in here to kind of change it up and that sort of thing. I'll provide links to each and every one of these down below. You can get all of these at discounters for really good prices here. Designer list, we're looking at basically $100 and below. Some might creep up over that a little bit, but a lot of them will fall pretty well below that. And I think you'll be surprised to see that some of these are actually very affordable. I'm sure I'll do a niche list to follow because I have a lot of great options for that as well. And also I have a mailing list you can sign up to. So anytime something rare, discontinued, or hard to find becomes available on discounters, I send out an email notification allowing you the opportunity to pick up said fragrance for yourself. Also, when new releases become available at discounters, I also send out an email, so kind of giving you first dibs at just some of the best prices and best deals on the market. Okay, let's get it kicked off with number 10. It's an affordable one. It's John Varvatos Artisan Blue. So this one here is very unique in that it doesn't really smell blue. Rather, it smells more so green. So I think it would have been much more appropriate to call this one Artisan Green. It's got basil, bergamot, and pine as just a couple of the notes. There are many more. These older John Varvatos fragrances have a ton of notes usually. But this one's aromatic, it's citrusy, it's green, it's woody. I really like the pine accord in here. It smells fantastic, and that's kind of where some of that green aromatic smell, woodiness is coming from. The bergamot and some of the other citrus gives it a really nice, bright, fresh, uplifting smell. It's one that you can wear for pretty much any situation in the summertime. You could make this one work for situations where you're a little bit more dressed up. You could also take it really casual. So it can do pretty much anything at a very affordable price. I think this is right around $32 for 125 ml, just like this bottle here. Great price. The one issue with this and a lot of other fragrances from the brand is performance. You've probably heard that before and experienced that yourself. It's not the best performer, definitely not the strongest one in this video. But at this price point, you can afford to spray it on a little bit more heavily. You can reapply it, or you could just wear it for times where you only need a few hours out of something anyway before you switch over to the next thing. Still one that's worth having around just for the quality to price ratio alone. At number 9, we have MISSONI Wave. So this one is going to be a cross between Versace Pour Homme, Chanel Allure Homme Sport. It's taking the sweetness and overall creaminess of the Chanel and combining it with the bright, musky, fresh, citrusy nature of the Versace. And so each of those are stars for those reasons in particular. The Chanel, I love the creaminess, the aldehyde tonka bean mixture. Fantastic, and the C notes as well. With the Versace, I love the bright kind of fresh, airy, crisp aspects of that one. Less focus on sweetness. They're both great in their own right, and they're good for different situations and different moods. But this combines both, and also it's right around $30 to $35. So it's nowhere near the price of the Chanel. It's about on par with the Versace, maybe a little bit cheaper. So really, price point, it just is very competitive, and it does everything really well. This is one that you can easily pull off in summertime, no issue. Between the Chanel and the Versace, I generally go for the Versace in summer when it's warm outside, but just that added little bit of sweetness and creaminess from this one does not go unnoticed, and it's not too overbearing even when it's hot outside. This is still a great option at a low price. Next up, we have Bulgari Man Glacial Essence. This one has juniper berries, clearwood, and musk. You know, there's not a whole lot to this one. It's not super unique. So don't get too excited about this one as if it's going to be something you've never smelled before. This is very much a simple, bare bones, easy to get along with type of scent that is all about being mass pleasing. That's what this one does here. And you know, the Bulgari Man lineup is still continuing to expand. They have a lot of new ones in there, right? Just this year we got Rain Essence, and that could have been a good fit for this video as well, but I don't prefer that one as much. It hasn't really kind of grown on me all that much yet. But this one is the type of thing that you can just pick up and you can wear for anything, and I mean anything, anytime, and it's just gonna work. One thing in particular, you'll notice the name and kind of the styling, Glacial Essence with the white kind of blue combination here with a little bit of a gradient. It smells very crisp, very fresh, very cooling in a way. So it really is fantastic for summer, and it's the juniper berries in here mixing with that musk and the clearwood that gives it that kind of frosty, fresh, iced type of smell. It really is cooling and refreshing when it's super hot outside. It's a nice option. At number 7, we have Terre d'Hermès Eau Givree, which is officially the replacement of Eau Très Fraîche, which was discontinued due to IFRA restrictions that are continuing to tighten up on the community. And a lot of other things were either reformulated or discontinued. We saw it with YSLY Eau de Toilette. They pulled it off the market. They reformulated it, and then they re-released it, okay? Some others got just discontinued altogether. Eau Très Fraîche was one that did get discontinued, but they did come out with this. This is different than Eau Très Fraîche. Doesn't quite have that watery nature going on. This is focusing heavily on the citron, the vetiver, some other woods in here, musk, but primarily it's all about that citrus. It's kind of lemony, sweet, bright, fresh, nice woody, masculine vetiver in here. And one thing you'll notice with this as well, when you look at the presentation, I don't know how well it shows up, but the back of the bottle kind of has a frosted look. Also alluding to the fact that yes, this does kind of have this cooling, frosted, refreshing smell to it, which is something that I look for a lot in summertime scents. When it's super hot, super humid, a lot of times you don't want to wear anything at all because that just kind of adds to the miserable kind of conditions that you're in. And, you know, I'm thinking ahead to July, August when it's at the peak and it's super humid. Sometimes it's not really enjoyable to be outside, and adding something like a fragrance that's going to be, you know, just continuously annoying you doesn't help that. But something like this and some of these others can really be refreshing and put you in a good mood. This is a great one. At number 6, going back to a cheapie here. I've had this stuff for years. I love it, and it makes my summer videos all the time. This is like a $25 scent, guys. You know, you really do not have to spend a lot of money to get some great summertime scents. This is just proof of it right here. This is still making my top 10 summer videos when I have a bunch of other stuff to choose from. Expensive stuff, cheap stuff, everything, right? This one makes it consistently. Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct, just the original, the Eau de Toilette. I don't prefer the extreme in the summertime. I would actually kind of gravitate towards that one either in spring or fall, believe it or not. Yeah, you know, kind of seems out of season, but the extreme version really is sweeter, heavier, and stronger. The Eau de Toilette is just right for summertime. It's got melon, it's got some woody notes in here, some black pepper, so a little bit spicy, very fruity, nice sandalwood, kind of creamy, masculine, woody accord. It's an Abercrombie & Fitch, okay? It does have that playful, young, demographic type of appeal to it, but the melon note makes it so unique. It makes it stand out, and there really is not a single other thing else out there that smells like this aside from First Instinct Extreme. So it really does stand out in that regard. I wish more fragrances, I just about lost it. I wish more fragrances would use this type of melon accord because it's really interesting to me. It really is. It's playful. It's fun. It's to me, it's great. I love it. It smells fantastic. Great scent for a low price. As you can tell, yeah, my bottle's not looking too good. I do have a full 100 ml sealed backup, ready to go. I'll probably be ripping into that this summer. Breaking into the top 5 already with BRIONI Eau de Parfum ECLAT. This one's got grapefruit, musk, and ambroxan in here. So it started out with the original, which is an Eau de Parfum. Great one, violet leaf, nice, fresh, super classy scent. All of these so far have been above and beyond to me. It's a designer brand, but they're not really following the traditional approach and traditional footsteps that a lot of other designer brands would. They don't have any heavy ambroxan bombs. They don't have any aquatics. They don't have, the typical tropes that you might expect from a designer brand that is after making money first and foremost, right? They are kind of, again, they're taking a different approach, which I really like, and that's why I've been featuring these a lot. Everything from the original to the Eau de Parfum Intense. Now there's a brand new one out called Eau de Parfum Essential, I believe. I have it on order, just waiting for it to come in, and so I'll be covering that one here as well. But in the meantime, ECLAT is the one that is most suitable for summertime of the bunch, at least of what I have right now. It's going to be fresher, it's brighter, and you can tell just by the presentation that it's going to be kind of your summer-oriented version. Not that you couldn't wear the EDP in the summer, because you could easily, I think. I mean, I don't see an issue, but this one is much more suitable for that time of year. It's very classy, very modern, sophisticated. This is the type of thing that you would want to wear in a situation where you want to be taken seriously. This is going to be the complete opposite of something like Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct. This is really something you would wear to work, to situations and environments where you just want to smell professional. It's a really nice one for this time of year in those situations. At number 4, we have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. It's all about the grapefruit, the violet leaf, the ozonic notes. I love everything about this stuff. It's backup bottle worthy easily. Same with Italian Love. It's also one that can be really suitable for this time of year. In fact, last summer, Italian Love made my top 10 summer fragrances video. So I had to choose one or the other. I figured since I chose Italian Love last year, we'll toss this one in instead to kind of put some variety. It's still going to be redundant because they're still very similar. Italian Love is focusing more on bergamot, but that's the main difference. This one is still similar, or Italian Love is still very similar to this. But this DNA to me is the embodiment of summertime. I mean, the grapefruit in here has to be one of the best grapefruit notes I've smelled in fragrances of this caliber and this price range. Again, very clear, I'm not comparing this to the niche greats and things of that nature. I'm comparing it to right now, this price range, which on discounters, I believe you can get it for as low as $60, $65. Testers do come with a cap within that range. I mean, you really can't get nothing else better than this at that price point. So if you want a very photorealistic grapefruit scent for summertime, look no further than this or Italian Love. Take your pick. Whichever one you could get a bit cheaper is maybe the one you would go with. Although again, Italian Love, more bergamot focus, might be a little bit more mass pleasing. This one might be just a little bit more daring. But again, maybe do some sampling, some sniffing around, but it's worth having for sure. Top 3, probably going to be kind of predictable for people who've been watching the channel for a long time. But again, when we're getting to this level, it's things that I historically wear year over year, things that I wear the most, kind of goes hand in hand there, and also things that I'm most excited to wear every summer. So all of those grouped together, this is generally what pans out. And I could remove these and put in some other things, but then I feel like the list isn't genuine. These are my top 10 summer fragrances for the year, and I know for a fact these top 3 are going to be in heavy rotation. Starting off with DIOR Homme Cologne. This is one of my bottles. I have 2 200 mils, just like this, and then a 125, which is the one that I wear out of primarily. These are just backups, but I like to show these because they look cooler. Bigger bottle, they're full, so you kind of can see the full range of color there, which is always something very cool about these bottles. It's bizarre, what is causing that blue tint? I still to this day don't know. It's kind of a little bit weird, but it's pretty cool. Very cool stuff. Even better scent. It's all about the bergamot, the musk, the grapefruit blossom, orange blossom. Smells absolutely amazing. Smells like fresh squeezed sweet lemonade poured over ice on a hot summer day. I mean, that's really what this smells like. Sounds cliche. Everyone has probably said it at this point, but that's because it is the best description of this that is available. It's refreshing to the maximum degree. I mean, if you are wanting something for the most miserable hot summer days, maybe you work construction, maybe you just work outside and you want to wear something because you feel like if you're not, then you're kind of missing something, but you don't want something that's going to be annoying, this is the thing to go with. Now in those temperatures, you'll probably sweat it off pretty quickly, but it's something that you can wear and it's not going to get in your way. You know, it is so crisp, so refreshing. I gotta have this for summertime. That'll probably never change. I've had this stuff for years, pretty much since the beginning of my collection. At number 2, Acqua di Gio Profondo, another giant, I think it's a 200. Yeah, 200. I got this second to my first bottle. Just, I don't know, I think I got a good deal on it or something, I can't remember. I have backup bottles of almost everything, if you haven't learned that by now. At least all of my favorites, of course. This is one of them. I generally wear out of my other 125, or maybe it's a standard 100, I can't remember. This one's all about the mineral notes, the orange, the sea notes. It's very unique in that the mineral notes accord in here gives it a different type of oceanic smell that I haven't experienced anywhere else. So in terms of aquatics on the designer side, one of the most unique on the market, hands down, right now. It's more unique than something like Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Toilette, Profumo, which is one of my all-time favorites. Just talking about that line, and then jumping over to even something like the Bulgari Aquas, which have also been a really, really good kind of, not pioneer, but just a different approach and angle on the aquatic DNA in the designer market. Those are impressive, being that they're mass-produced scents for the masses. You know, I mean, that almost to the level of being niche with how much they focus on the seaweed and things like that. Very real aquatics. But even Profondo still has found a way to stand out and smell different among all of those, which I really like. And it's definitely worth checking out. The orange in here is great. It smells amazing. Clean, refreshing, crisp, bright. Amazing for summertime. Super, super refreshing. You gotta have it. And last up for this video, at number 1, I think this made number 1 last year, although I can't remember for sure. I think it did. If I had to bet, I would say it did. It's RASASI HAWAS. It's all about the plum, the bergamot, the ambroxan, the watery notes, and some other fruits. I think there's an apple in here, some other citruses. If I didn't say bergamot, there's bergamot. It is the Invictus Aqua DNA, but it's one that you can get for around $45 to $50, and the other Invictus Aquas are discontinued. This came out in 2015. Invictus Aqua 2016 was out in 2016. It's discontinued. It's 200 plus on eBay and places like that. Invictus Aqua 2018 is also discontinued. Every now and then it'll actually pop up on discounters for 80 bucks or so. Just the other day, it showed up on FRAGRANCENET. As soon as it did, I sent out an email. You guys were interested, you bought it up, it's sold out quick. If you want to get something like that, get on that mailing list. So the point is, those popular iterations of this DNA are pretty much gone. You've got some others like a Mont Blanc Legend Spirit and things like that, but I think all in all, bang for your buck, RASASI HAWAS is one of the best of this DNA. It's the best overall in terms of performance, quality, execution. I mean, this one is using that plum, which none of the others do, so it's a really nice sweet fruitiness mixed with kind of a lavender aromatic linens kind of freshness. The citrus is coming through, nice sparkly bright ambroxan, and a watery feel. You know, people are going to say what they're going to say about this one, and yeah, it's nothing that's going to maybe blow you away from the standpoint of being super unique, because this DNA, after all, is all over the place, and it's, you know, it's something that's going to be in the younger genre. Generally, it's going to appeal to that crowd. Anyone can wear it, of course, but it's kind of one of those more juvenile, kind of bubblegummy sweet scents. But this in particular, it does have a impressive amount of depth and complexity, given the price point and given the fact that it's from a clone brand, RASASI, you know, so I do think this one does bring a lot to the table for a low price at the end of the day. The performance is beast mode. It's a great compliment getter. It smells like summer fun. I love it. I love everything about it. And yes, I do have backup bottles of this as well. No shocker. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. My top 10 summer designer fragrances for 2023. Links will be down below and deals will be going out to my mailing list. Guys, remember Invictus Aqua, if you want some of that, sign up. Dolce & Gabbana, The One Luminous Night, Dior Homme Parfum, La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, Dior Fahrenheit Les Parfums. All of those rare gems are things that do show up from time to time, Prada L'Homme Intense, and when they do, I send out an email. I make it super easy. You will thank me later, I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.